Transform your hair with hair growth products by 12 tribes on Earth. Experience natural, powerful ingredients that promote thicker, longer, and healthier hair. Say goodbye to thinning and hello to confidence. Hair growth oil, shampoo, spray, and butter by 12 tribes on Earth because your hair deserves the best. Just look for the links in the comments section.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court made a very interesting ruling. And I mean, I think this doesn't this impact the passport bros? I'm just saying. Supreme Court says US citizens don't have the right to bring non-citizen spouses to US. They've been making a lot of rulings lately. So this is a recent one. Americans don't have the fundamental right to have spouses admitted. So you want to marry someone from another nation and then bring them here to the US to live? They're saying not so fast. But isn't that the whole premise of the passport, bro? But I mean, not unless you plan on living in their country, then I guess you're okay. But if you want to bring them back here, the Supreme Court is saying, I don't think so. So the Supreme Court ruled this past Friday that US citizens don't have a fundamental right to have their non citizen spouses admitted to the US. The court decision was 6-3 along ideology lines. It ruled against a California woman who sued the State Department and claimed her rights were violated because her Salvadorian husband, his green card application was denied without explanation. The court rules, they said, is a blow to Americans that want to marry foreigners. US courts have already drastically limited Americans' ability to challenge visa denials. Wow. So Americans cannot challenge visa denials in court. But Friday's decision further limits the grounds on which they can sue. So they're saying you do not have the right to have your foreign spouse here. That's what they're saying. Writing for the majority, Justice Amy Coney Barrett said Congress is free to write immigration laws in a way that gives priority to family unification, but the Constitution doesn't require such policy. This is an area in which more than family unity is at play. Other issues, including national security and foreign policy, matter too, Barrett wrote. The Biden administration had urged the court to rule against the couple, a move that angered some pro immigration groups. Okay, so there was a case brought by Sandra Munoz, a U.S. citizen living in California who works as a worker rights attorney. So in 2008, she met her husband, who is from El Salvador, and he was a citizen, of course, in his native land, who was living without authorization in Los Angeles. So they married in 2010, had a child together. She eventually sought a spousal visa for him during the final stage of their process in 2015. He was required to travel from Los Angeles to the U.S. consulate in El Salvador for an interview. He has been stuck in El Salvador ever since. The State Department denied his application, citing a statute that allows the U.S. government to turn away applicants who could be engaged in illegal activity. The department didn't provide an explanation for why it believed he might be breaking the law. Later, years of litigation, the government disclosed that the consulate's office found that he might be a gang member because of his tattoos. And, so her husband submitted a declaration that he's never been in a gang and that the tattoos were expenses of his intellectual and deeply held Catholic faith. Munoz alleged that the government had violated her fundamental rights to live with her spouse in her country of citizenship without affording her due process. The U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco ruled for Munoz in 2022, saying she possessed the liberty interest in her husband's visa application and that the government therefore owed her at least an explanation for denying it. The High Court reversed the ruling. Barrett wrote that Munoz had no legal interest in the visa application of the third party, and that her husband, and as a non-citizen overseas, has no right to federal court review of the U.S. consular visa decision. Mm-mm-mm. So the U.S. government is pretty much saying, we don't want your foreign spouse here. That's what they're telling her. And the Supreme Court is pretty much saying it's legal. It is not her right to have her foreign husband here. That's how they ruled this past Friday. That's how they ruled. So, my question is, because some of y'all believe in all that passport, bro, what does this do for you? You want these foreign women. So, what? So, what is it your choice to get with these women and just live in their country? Or get with these women and bring them back to your country? Because the Supreme Court is saying, you can't do that. You can't marry them and then haul them over here and expect us to accept that. We're going to send them back. So her husband went back for an interview in 2015, and they would not allow him entry to come back into the country. So this woman literally has not had her husband with her in the United States since he left for his interview in El Salvador for a visa, and that was it. He was never permitted to come back here on US soil. Mm-mm-mm. So she wanted an explanation, but they're pretty much saying they don't have to give her one. They don't have to give her one at all. So Munoz may be able to live in El Salvador along with her husband, or at least visit him there. But not everyone is so lucky. This is what Justice Sonia Sotomayor, this is what she said. So, y'all gonna have to tell me what you think, because they said, a lot of these U.S. citizens that tried to bring these foreign spouses here are literally making a mockery of the due process. That's what they're saying. And, Biden, of course, is trying to come up with a new program to make the path for permanent residency for foreign spouses of U.S. citizens a little easier. But will he be able to pull it off? Who knows? But y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.